hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibilities. We're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, cause there's no losing with this energy. We're kicking it with the Christians.
Man, welcome back. Welcome back to another podcast. Right. So you ready to ride with me or what?
I'm following your lead, boo.
Man, I love it, man. I love
Let's go.
Listen, man, look, we have some guests tonight, man. Very special guests. We met them at this event. I feel like they family because we've been doing some research on them. And we're going to let them tell their story. We're not going to tell their story, man. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Welcome. Appreciate y'all having us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to this.
So I have a lot of questions. Okay. I would say a couple, but I got a lot. Okay. All right. Okay. So how long y'all knew each other?
Man. Wait.
We
gotta back this thing up.
All right, back it up.
We gotta have them start by introducing themselves.
Okay, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
We're gonna move into that.
Guide me, please.
Okay. So my name is Lene Nelson.
Okay.
And I am married to this amazing, immaculate, no words to describe man.
Yes.
They're none in the dictionary.
Come on.
I personally have two children.
Okay.
A 21-year-old male and a 29-year-old female.
Okay.
And I have by myself two grandkids.
I got you.
But they're ours and they're his bonus kids. We don't say step.
Come on. I love it. I love it.
Other than up the ladder for us, but no step kids.
Yes. I love that.
I am a claims adjuster, so what I basically do is investigate accidents.
Oh yeah,
all day long.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
Okay. No, that's enough. That's enough.
We'll get into all the other ones.
Okay.
So James Nelson, native Houstonian.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised, South Side.
Come on.
Straight up South Sunny Side. So I'm professionally, I'm an executive director.
Okay.
Of operations. So I lead a team here in Houston.
Gotcha.
Ford Motor Company is our client.
Okay.
North American client. So I support them. I've got about 700 plus employees.
I'm
an author.
Come on.
Published my first book in October of 2021.
Let's go.
The 6 C's of Leadership: How to Gain Commitment and Buy-in Early.
Yes.
Let's see here, man. I got 2 kids also.
Yes.
I got a daughter. We have a daughter, 25, and son 30.
Okay.
He lives in Baltimore.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I got 2 grandkids. Riding and Luca.
Okay. Okay.
Like he was into Mortal Kombat. So
you gonna name him like that? Okay.
I like those names.
So we got a whole little Brady Bunch thing going on here.
But y'all empty nesters.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for y'all.
Well, I have to say this: we have 2 Bengal cats.
Oh,
okay.
And their names are King and Queen.
Okay.
Babies.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
They get the attention when the grandkids aren't around. Got it.
Of course.
They do.
Got it.
Of course.
Got it. I love
No,
that.
what it was that she's like, well, can I get it? Can I get some cat? No, a cat. It was a cat. Right? Can I get a cat? Because I was going in and out of the office. I was working hybrid. Right? 2 days, at home, and then 3 days. It's like, well, you're not here. I mean, I need my comfort.
Come on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, just one.
So we drive all the way out to what do we? Tomball. We were somewhere.
We were in
Okay.
We were up in the country.
Okay.
Conroe, Texas.
Conroe. And at deep middle of the night,
Come on.
nobody's cats. No, one cat.
One cat.
And then she saw 2. And didn't want to separate. It was kind of like, adopting 2 kids.
Okay, yeah.
Sister. So
Okay.
so we ended up getting 2. Anyway, so we got
He loves the cats, doesn't he?
20 seconds. I actually studied about Bengals, and if they're alone, they don't do very well.
Oh, okay.
So I needed to get 2 instead of 1.
Yeah. And hey, it worked out.
happy wife, happy life.
You better say that.
Better say that. Okay.
happy man, you gonna get you a plan though.
That's right.
Yes.
You better say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If your man happy, your plan gonna get together.
I love that for me.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
For all the wives out there, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Okay,
yes.
so now we're gonna get into your question.
Okay,
babe.
so my question is, how long have you guys knew each other?
Wow. So we've been knowing each other for what, 20 years?
Over 20.
Over 20
Oh,
years.
over
Oh,
20.
wow.
Okay.
Been knowing each other.
Knowing each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah,
over
knowing
20
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Been married for a year and 5 months?
Yeah, we seen that
Yeah.
proposal, man, over there in Las Vegas, man.
Research.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know?
did that.
Yeah.
So we've been married. Well, we dated for a couple of years.
Okay.
Married a year and a half now. So.
That's good though. So how long? So y'all knew each other for 20 years, but what made y'all come to try to kindle something?
Okay. We'll go and get into that thing.
You can start.
No, well, okay. So we were both formerly married,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So when we knew each other, we were both married.
Okay.
Right.
Got
At the
you.
time.
Got you.
And so then after,
Come on.
yeah, there was, we connected. We, attended the same church together, and we sort of connected outside of
I got
what
you.
we needed to be.
Yes.
Right.
I got you.
So yeah, go ahead, baby. She's just smiling.
She's
Yeah.
You know why? Because at some point in time, I knew that this discussion would be had.
Oh, talk
And-
about it. Talk about it.
This is the real, and we said we would kind of scale back, but I'm like by the spirit. I'm
Okay,
feeling
come on.
Yeah.
Be led by the spirit, please.
This is
So,
go
like
ahead.
this is probably going to be one of your more intense.
Okay, come on.
No.
Talk about it.
Okay. I love it.
We stepped outside of what we were supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for worldly people, we had an affair, and for the Christian community, it was adultery.
Okay,
Right.
got you.
Yeah.
Either way was wrong.
This is all the same.
Right. Either way was wrong.
I got you.
Right.
Not proud of it. Didn't try to do that, but that's what happened.
I got you.
But what I knew was when I met him, I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Wrong in everything.
Yeah.
Wrong in everything. But we call it a blessed affair.
Come on.
Because now, like, I know this is the guy.
That's your person.
He him.
Mhm.
It was very important for our children to know what we did.
Okay.
Right.
So y'all was already transparent though.
Vulnerable. I'm not gonna say transparent. Can I tell you why I won't say transparent?
Okay, talk
I
to
won't
me.
say transparent because it's like, can you see this? And then look at it this way. When I say vulnerable, you can't see it.
Got you.
Nobody knew what was going on.
I
That's
got you.
being vulnerable. When I give you a part of me that you have no clue. And I feel really free because, and as my husband probably does as well, because we've already made things right with him first.
I love it. I love
Now,
it.
everybody else that we may have injured and bruised, we've said, hey, will you forgive me? It was their choice to or to
That's
not.
true.
Right.
I can't do anything about
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
All I know is our children, right, wrong, or indifferent, we got issues there, but they understand and
I
know
got
what
Right.
happened, so we can come on and talk to people about, hey, might not be the best way to go, but this is what we did.
But
And we're thriving.
and in the process, you guys taught them how to take accountability for your actions.
Yes.
You didn't shy away from it. You didn't lie about it. You took ownership and you said, hey, forgive me. This is what happened. Can you forgive me? And I love that. I love that because I think more people need to do that, especially in our culture, because we have a tendency to sweep things under the rug.
Quick.
And so I'm
We
so
sweep it
glad
quick.
that, you were transparent about that because, I mean, you're not the first person that it's happened to, but it's not talked about. It's not
talked about.
Yes.
that ownership is
Right.
not taken. So I'm glad you guys said
And,
that.
and let me add this as well, because one of the things that is I need to be clear. When all of that happened,
Mm-hmm.
right, I basically moved to Atlanta, right?
You left town.
I took family and all of that, relocated, and moved. And so we did not talk for 7, 8 years after that happened, right? So we didn't talk, right? We didn't communicate. It stayed in touch every now and again, but for the most part, I was in Atlanta for 3 years, came back home to Houston.
Gotcha.
And I was engaged. I finally got a divorce, and then was dating.
Okay.
Separated 5 years or whatever. And so I had started, back dating, but before that, I started going through counseling on my own.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
That's good.
I started going to counseling on my own just to kind of work through and unpack, what was going on with me, and just, for men, sometimes, we don't like to confront that. We don't like to deal with the deepest part, right? I used to say that, men are afraid of the dark, and what I mean by that is that being afraid to sit by yourself and sit alone in whatever it is that you're dealing with.
Well, one thing about isolation, to me, isolation, it brings elevation.
Right.
Because it allows you to not only spend time with yourself, but you can spend time with God.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you say, man, my first year of full-time entrepreneurship with no job was like 3 years ago. And I told God, I'm like, man, I feel, my wife should say, I'm the only person you interact with on some days. And God was like, yeah, but you're not by yourself.
Right.
I'm with you because I'm helping you build something.
Right.
While you isolated from people. And I think that's the biggest part is being isolated. It elevates you to the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
I love that.
So now you guys are married. So how did we get to the process of, now we want to get married? How did we get there?
Yeah, how did we get there?
Because you said how long? A year and a half?
Yeah.
Year and a half.
So
how did we get to let's get married?
Here's what happened, right?
Yeah.
So I moved back. I'm separated, going through my divorce.
Okay.
Dating. She's still married. And again, hadn't talked. So
Right.
I like to make the distinction that we didn't do that, and then I left.
Right.
Gotcha.
Like there was almost a decade.
Yeah, there was some time.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think I just gotten a job, and I was moving to Phoenix.
Okay.
Right. And she was a flight attendant at the time. And truthfully, I never forgot the number.
He had it memorized. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Lene.
Come on.
And she never changed the number. So I just called, and she happened to be, I think, in Denver. Where you?
I was in Denver.
In Denver.
Okay.
And so we're just kind of talking, and
come on.
You kind of, well, where you at? And
trying to fill the situation out.
Of course.
So
of course.
Clearly, I felt it out right. And so,
right.
So we just started talking, and then,
I love that.
She was sort of in a place of, we say, living truth. Living your truth. What is your truth? Because we can pretend
I love
like
it.
we're happy, and
of course
we can pretend that we're doing it for the kids.
Yes.
All of these reasons why we stay in a situation.
Yeah. Tell the truth.
Yes.
That's just not for me, that was the wrong reason to stay.
Yes.
Right. And so she was going through that same process, unbeknownst to me.
Gotcha.
But then, once it was like, I said, okay, well, hit me up when, you know what I mean? So and then
he forgot something. He forgot something.
I forgot a detail. I was actually dating someone.
Engaged.
I got
engaged. Okay, let's make that clear. Engaged.
I got engaged. And then one day she sent me a screenshot of a picture, and it was blown up, and then with up on the ring. What is this? So, well, go ahead. I'll let you take it from there.
I will take the baton.
There you go.
So,
I love it.
So my wonderful husband, and I have disclaimers.
I love it.
I didn't get a divorce because of James, and he didn't do what he did to separate from his fiance because of me. We did it because it was truth time.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm a Christian. Trip, slip, fell, got up, ran, walked, all that.
Tell the truth.
But at the end of the day, had to reconcile some things with God.
Yes.
Quick story. I'm going to be very quick, 30 seconds. I was working for Frontier Airlines, resigned from them because I was going to Southwest. I had a business, and so Southwest is very, very the process is tedious, okay? And they look at line up on line, precept on precept.
Love it.
And some numbers wasn't right with my business, right? Not well, dates, not numbers, dates. And so I left Frontier to go to Southwest, and guess what God did? Boop, cut it off.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, how you just gonna do me like that? He said, I'm gonna do you like that because you need to walk in your truth. So at that point, it made me look at where I was in my marriage.
Come on.
Because he like, you're going to deal with this.
I love it.
Most difficult thing I feel like I had to do was one other thing. We'll talk about that on another occasion. Y'all invite us back. We got some But nevertheless, I had to deal with truth. And from that point, it was like, you know what? This is what it is. Because I've always wanted to deal in truth, but felt like I couldn't for whatever reason. Another topic, different day. Nevertheless, but I decided that day I'm going to do what God is telling me to do because he pressed me. When I say squeeze like an olive, like, you're going to do it. And that's what I had to do. And so I had to tell my ex, you know what, this not working because you're not even happy. We're just doing something. We're just doing traditional
going
stuff.
through the motions,
And I did express to him about James. He knew I was talking to James, you know. So just truth.
And the truth, this is the thing about the truth though, about life. I think so many people are not even their authentic self.
Right.
I see people on social media. This is one thing about our podcast that we do is it gives us a chance to be transparent with each other and to have uncomfortable conversations that most people are afraid to have.
Right.
And I tell people, you should always we have our weekly business meetings. So every week we meet and talk about, okay, how the money looking? Is the sex good? How did I piss you off?
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are questions that we are having on a weekly basis because it's important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I made you mad, how can I fix it next time so I won't make you mad again? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those are the things though that
doing the same thing again.
Yes, doing the same thing. So to me, marriage and we always talk about bringing Black marriage back to excellence.
Right.
Because we need more people to see that there's Black people out here that's really happy, making money, enjoying life, and actually like taking trips. We about to go on a trip in 2 days. So
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Where are you going?
We're going to Fort Worth to these bungalows.
Okay.
In Fort Worth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Yeah. Alto Hotel.
Yeah. I remember seeing.
Might be Googling like.
We're always searching stuff.
We like to do different things.
I like to send him different stuff all the time. Like, let's go here. Let's go here.
Yeah. Like we just left Miami 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sound like us. We like, hey, we're going to this restaurant. You know what? We need to take this trip here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because it's motivation. It's like, okay, we're grinding.
Yes.
You know what? We're going to San Diego in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
Just listen. Yeah, I know we topic, but we said, you know what? And we flying first class.
Yes.
I love that.
Why not?
You have to.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
And it's not off topic, and I'm saying that, babe, because this is what married couples need to do.
Yes.
So we have gotten a second chance, and I appreciate God for giving us another chance.
Come on.
and I only say that, and I say that because the first time, and my friend Cheryl, she said this to me. She said, I love second marriages because sometimes the first you don't know what you're doing. And I was winging it.
We both in our what? Second marriage.
Time around.
I had no idea. But I'm purposing to get it right with him, and I'm something that we said we were never going to point fingers at our ex.
No.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because it's not about them. It's all about you.
That's true.
Yep.
And that's very important to know. But let me circle back to vacation. it's important because you get married, you immediately have kids, and you don't have time to know each other. That is very important, you know, and you try to tell people, don't lead with sex, lead with, you know, knowing each other first.
Yeah.
You know, just getting to do the love blind thing. And then venture if that's what you need to do.
Yes.
But it's important to do it that way so that you can really bond.
Yes, the bonding is one of the most important things.
It's key.
And also to know that this is my dog.
Right.
Yes.
It's my best friend. This the person that I ride with.
Yeah.
Right here.
You know what I'm saying?
Right here.
We ride together, so I can talk to her about anything. This is the thing. I've never been this vulnerable to anybody until I got with my wife, because she taught me how to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
She taught me how to let that guard down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I don't know if I'm gonna tell you a little bit of our story. Is we got married in Jamaica. We met online almost 9 years ago. POF.
Okay.
That was a long time. I love it. I love it.
That was a long time ago.
So it was a good time ago.
It was.
What's funny was I was about to get off and she was about to get off. Because I was like, man, this thing ratchet.
There was some weird people in there. I was like, this is weird.
And so we ended up getting married in Jamaica. 3 years ago, my wife told me, and I tell any man this, she said, you can walk away from your job. I got us, because you have a vision and I'm going to follow it. And let me tell you something. When that happened, it put this battery in my back you won't even believe. It put a battery in my back like, oh, man. I was nervous, though. At first, I was like, man, what's she talking about, man? I'm working at the railroad. I'm like, I'm making this good money. I said, man, hey, I don't know what she talking about. But guess what? I took that leap of faith. And now we got our studio.
Yeah.
I'm an author of my book. When I launched our book last year?
Yeah, last year.
Last year we launched my book. I got 2 more books I'm working on, a children's book. And now we in full mode to becoming millionaires. So
yeah, so when I met him, all he talked about was this little, why now's your time? I'm this, I'm this. So I was like, okay. But then when I really started to see the vision, I'm like, oh, you can do this. Like, just do it, you know? So that I think
that is dope.
Yeah.
Right. Because this is my wife. She says this all the time. We literally just saying this on the way over here. Right. You know, well, baby, I'm just gonna work through, because you know they make good money.
Yes.
If it needs to be just me while I'm, you know, pushing my leadership workshops, my books, and I'm doing the leadership coaching, mentor consulting. I've been a corporate dude for a long time.
Come on.
I've done well.
It's scary though.
It's scary, but when you have someone that you know has your back,
yes,
you're willing to take different types of risks.
Yep.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yep. Because if you don't, you'll never know. Because you already know what you're capable of. Because you've been elevating there where you're working at.
And so now we both full-time entrepreneurs.
So now, and now you got to put the same energy into you.
Right.
Yeah. So one took a leap of faith. The other one was working. Now we both become entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So. The freedom. Once you get a taste of that freedom, be like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
So interesting enough, I've been able to do that.
Talk about it.
I had my own transportation company, and I know the freedom. The thing for me was I didn't have the people that had the heart that I had. And you have to, and this is the only thing that I would say, you need a business where it's okay to delegate authority.
Yes.
But certain things, like I might be a little bit of control freak. I'm a Virgo. Everybody when I say it, like I'm a little bit. But you know, when you find a business that you can rock and roll, like for instance, I believe in my husband because leadership.
Come on.
Period. Point blank on the pinnacle.
I love it.
So Jesus, then my husband. There it is. Good like that. Okay.
Come on.
And he is able to give whatever corporation
what
they need
when
they need it. because he has a gift.
Yes.
There's a gift. There's a difference
Yes.
between a gift and then learning something.
Talk about
When
it.
God gives you a gift,
Come on.
there is so much power in that. And everybody's like, oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
To have somebody to teach you something and you know, you're being taught this talent, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
Because you're learning.
Yes.
But when it's a God-given gift,
can't be stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm like, babe, I don't care what happened. Like, you're not going to be micromanaged at work. You're not going to have, because we're more seasoned.
Yes.
We don't have time to be stressed out at work behind this and that and the other. I will be happier. Let me do what I'm doing. Go for it. Do what you need to do. We'll make it happen. That's what we do.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
And that's what you're supposed to do. And I love that.
So this year and a half marriage. Y'all need to give the people some tips on what y'all have been learning about each other the last year and a half since y'all been married.
So you know what? We're gonna go back.
Okay.
We officially got married when we were dating. So probably about 2020, right when the pandemic hit, right? And so when everything had shut down, right? When she transitioned, you know, I'd say, listen, don't worry about it. I got you. Don't even worry about it. You know, she had her little apartment.
Okay.
A little apartment, but an apartment.
It was a little.
But she was worried about. I'm like, nah, don't worry about that. What you need? Some
because
furniture?
I've never been on my
Never
own.
been on own.
Okay, got
I'm
you.
like, I got you. But I said, you need to transition. Listen, you're just coming out.
Come on.
This is my wisdom, right?
Yes.
I went through it.
Yes.
You're just coming out of the situation. You need a minute.
Come on.
Right? You don't just go from here to there.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
So I was
talk about
I
it.
was emphatic about that. Right? And then, you know, I'm still working through coming out of what I was coming out of. Not the marriage, but just the engagement. And
Love it.
So we needed time. So when the pandemic hit, and she was at my place all the time anyway. So so we started what we call, and if you go to our other Instagram page, is J&T Balcony Talk.
Okay.
That's our page, right? And so we would go out on the balcony and at our high rise, and we would just safe space.
I love it.
Like this is a no judgment zone. This is the truth is the truth. We're gonna say what we're gonna say. We can ask any question.
Come on.
Give an answer. And so we call that balcony talk. So for us, communication was absolutely the most communication, honesty, and truth, just being transparent.
I love it.
And I'm like you. I couldn't be vulnerable with anybody like I can be with her. You know what I mean? And so I felt safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
To say how I feel, and if I'm hurt or if something's going on, and I don't have to hold myself because I don't know what you're gonna do with
the information.
The information you're gonna use this against me.
But that's how I used to be.
That's not her though. So we just kind of use that the pandemic to just start this communication. We're still doing it. Some things that come on that too, but we got a whole thing in this.
You know what's so good though, because so many people was getting divorced during the pandemic, but we was really kicking it. Matter of fact,
you heard me.
We was kicking it, man.
Yeah.
We was thinking about
enjoyed the time.
We was thinking about ideas. We was just like, man, let's see what we're gonna do. Come up out this thing, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's the play we need to run, man? We need to run this play, and we need to go hard. So when we come out, everybody gonna come out like, whoo, I'm happy. I'm happy I'm out the house. We coming out as we got some money. Y'all gotta spend while y'all out of here.
Yeah.
So it's the mindset.
Yeah.
It is
You
the
know what I'm
mindset.
saying?
I have a question for Lene. So you said you're very like independent, very controlling. Kind of reminds me of myself. But just him coming in. So you transitioning to be on your own now, and him coming in and saying, "I got you." How hard was that for you? Because to me, being an independent woman, we're just like, I don't know. Do you? Or am I sure? I don't know. Let me see. How did you navigate that? How did you navigate that? Because I'm asking because we have a lot of viewers who are single, believe it or not. And they always, I'm independent. I don't need a man. We got those people who watch us. And so what advice would you give to them? If a man came in to say, I got you, how do they begin to build that trust?
The way that you build that trust is, number one, when I was married, my ex handled, like we had the same bank account, but he handled everything. But I still was independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to make that clear because it's important for women to know you have to allow your spouse to be the head like he's supposed to be.
Come on,
that's very important, because both people trying to create and have testosterone, that's not going to work. Okay? First and foremost. So the reason why I was very afraid, I'll use the real word, and fearful of being on my own is because I had not been on my own. My ex and I were together since I was 15 years old. And then when we did get married, I was married, with this person for 31, 32 years. Then it's like, hey, you got to go. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? James, I'm on my own. Don't worry about it. I'm going to find you somewhere. He finds me somewhere. I'm there. But for women that feel like, oh, well, I got it myself, I'm independent. That's fine. Be independent. But don't be so independent that you run off. Who's supposed to be providing, protecting, caring,
that's true,
loving you? Because God made men for a reason. He made them to be, yes, their fathers, but they're covering for you as a wife.
Come on.
Okay. If I go into a dealership, I know a little bit about cars because I'm an independent claims adjuster. I don't know everything, but at the end of the day, if you don't know and you're a woman and you go into that space,
come on,
and you don't have a man to speak up for you and speak the language, then what you're going to have is a problem.
Yes.
Because you don't know how to speak the language. But when there's a man that comes in, everything changes. When you got a father that comes in, everything changes.
That's true.
When you got a strong husband like the one I got, come on, baby. Everything changes because he knows how to talk the talk in every space that we go.
That's good.
So we can say, oh, I'm an independent woman and I don't need a man. Yes, you do. Right? We all need a man.
Come on.
Now, you might not want one. Or you may have some insecurities.
Yes.
Oh, can I look in this camera right here?
Yes.
You might have some insecurities where you're like, you know what?
Break it down.
I don't need no man. Yes, you do. You need one when you go to the car dealership. You need one when you get sick, because at my age, you're getting older. Things are happening. And so if you're in the bed and you don't have kids and you don't have a man, who's going to help you? Because we're thinking right now, you have to think outside the box.
Come on.
When we don't think outside the box, then we're stuck. That means a little mindset. So as much as we're saying, oh, I'm independent, how independent are you?
I love that. Thank you.
No,
she answered that question so perfect.
Yeah, but you know what's the crazy part, and which something I love about you, and I heard you say it several times. It said, you said, babe, I'm not really independent no more. I'm codependent. So I was like, okay. She said, I'm codependent. Like I need you. And I always tell people, they would come to our studio and be like, man, this place looks good. And I said, man, it's my wife. All I did was tell her what I wanted. She made it come to happen. She made it make it happen. So it's just so important that people know, like, teamwork make the dream work. Yeah. And so many people are not locked in. They're like, even men. I meet a lot of men because I'm always having a conversation with different men. And they're always like, yeah, man, women this, women that. But I'm like, no woman will trust you if you don't have a vision.
Right.
No.
You want to lead a woman and be blind? She ain't finna let you lead her over there. If she got any common sense, she not finna let you lead her over there.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. My mind's going. Because I love how she responded to the question.
Okay.
I already know what her reel's gonna be.
Okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, that part right there. Right people be going viral. But no, she answered it very well. But also too, James said something when he was talking and he was kind of explaining how you guys transitioned and how you got together. But he said something key. He helped you transition, but he didn't help you transition into his home. I see so many men who they automatically want to just move every woman in that they get. And so I think it was imperative. What he said was, I knew she needed time because I had been through what she had been through. And I knew, like, I'm not of course, we kicking it every day, but she still needs her space. She still needs time because she had never been on her own. And she needs that time to see what that's like.
That's good.
And so that was something so important that he said. But to hear it from a male is important because you hear that a lot, like people moving in someone else's house out of someone else's house. And then you get into this relationship and then you're still experiencing some of the same things because you haven't had time to be vulnerable. You haven't had time, like you said earlier, to sit by yourself. Why did you make that so clear and open to her? Like, why did you provide that information to her instead of just saying, "Oh, you can just move in with me"? Why did you think that was so important?
That would have been the easy thing to do. Just come over and stay here.
We're
good. And it wasn't about, well, hey, I'm still trying to protect my space. I honestly felt like, you have to, and I said this time and time again, you have to transition. It doesn't matter if it's 6 months, it could be a year, but you need that time. You still, listen, you were with somebody for 30 plus years. You got to unpack that. You got to sit in some things for a minute. Like literally, when I transitioned out of that marriage, listen. When I tell you, I went from here to here.
Come on.
From top to bottom. I moved to Atlanta. 5,000 square foot crib, long. They relocated me. I moved back with in my truck and a U-Haul trailer, not even U-Haul, the trailer.
Come on.
Like I literally lost everything, and I had to honestly start dealing with myself. So I had kind of gone through that piece and having to rebuild, trying to get an apartment, right, with nothing. Like, look, straight up,
crazy,
an air mattress, right, and nothing. But you know what? It was mine. And I sat there and I just kept building. And so it was just a process. Like mentally, I had to build myself back up and own all the decisions that I made, all the mistakes that I made, deal with all of that. And I'm not saying, dealing with the mistakes, but I just know there's a transition period. And it wouldn't have been beneficial for us to move that quickly.
I got you.
Right. And I didn't want anything to damage. I knew where we were going. And honestly, I told her when I was 40, right? We had, I'd moved to Atlanta. We weren't talking. My marriage was kind of going through what it was going through. But I said, you know what? Man, probably by the time I turned 50, we gonna be together. I say about 10 years.
And we hadn't even been talking.
This spoke some things into existence.
This is what I said to her.
Yes.
It literally was on my birthday.
Come on.
It really just started, I think like that September, August, or whenever it was. And she was upset she couldn't do nothing for my 50 because she was transitioning. I'm like, man, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was important for her to take time. She didn't want to.
Well, the way I look at it is sometimes in order for God, if something's been torn down, you got to start from the foundation.
Yes.
So the problem is a lot of times people want to not start from the foundation. They just want to already oh, I'm good now, and I'm just gonna move. Sometimes God say, hey, you need to rebuild what you have. Right. So by you not having anything, that allows you to say, oh, okay, I got this now. Right. So now we're gonna rebuild it the right way. I tell people a lot of times God put us in the oven. A lot of times we put ourselves in the oven and don't let God put us in the oven.
Right.
Because He ain't finished cooking us up yet.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't put the right recipe in there yet. Right. Yeah. You got to put the right things in there before you put it in the oven. Right. A lot of times people trying to get in the oven.
Right.
Yeah.
And the recipe ain't right.
No.
And a lot of them trying to get in the microwave because they want it quick.
Come on.
That's what
they want to rush it. Yes, they want to rush it.
So marriage, how great. I mean, I still haven't got those little gems I'm looking for the last year and a half. Y'all coming together. Give us some gems about learning each other, spending time together, just coming together in marriage and unity, that can help other people.
Well, baby, you do it.
Start.
My baby's a relationship wizard.
She is. She's giving it to the girls. Honey. Yes, I love it.
People always say communication, and it definitely is that. It's the honesty, it's the transparency, it's being vulnerable.
Come on.
But the communication, key. Like for people that have been married before, as all of us have, we know what it means, and we know what we remember about not the other party not communicating.
Right.
Because I think it's important. My husband has on the brand.
Yes.
And there's a thumb there. I think it's very important that you need to always do this to you in every situation, because you can think that you're right and still be wrong.
Come on.
And be wrong. And I will still argue with that.
But the communication piece is so important. And then let me tell you the next thing that's important: active listening. See, hearing and listening are two different things.
Two totally different things.
And most people like, did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard what you said. But are you listening? Listening is to be intentional, if you go listen to the definition. And you have to be able to listen to the other person. You have to be intentional.
Yes.
Okay, this is what I heard you say. Because sometimes you need to say, okay, your spouse relays this. And you say, okay, wait a minute. This is what I heard you say. You need to repeat it back, because sometimes when you have all this trauma going on, you're filtered to hear something different than what your partner is saying.
That's true.
And you need to know what your partner is actually saying. And that's very, very important. Yes. Active listening. Not hearing him. I heard you. Because the music can be on right now while we're all talking.
That's true.
And we hear the music. We hear different words.
Yes.
But when we're actively listening, that's shut off. Okay? So I think that communication and active listening has been the key for us. And we're working on it. I go to his, we have the same therapist.
Okay.
He started first with her, and then he introduced me, and then we corporately and then separately go to her.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're always having these things that you unpack, this luggage.
Yes.
When you go, I used to be a flight attendant. You have different pieces of luggage. I had one larger piece of luggage. Then I had a little smaller piece of luggage. Then I had my lunch kit, which was smaller, but everything has something in it.
Yes.
And every now and then in a relationship, you're like, oh, what is that? We just had this. Like, I'm gonna tell off on myself. I ain't gonna tell too much. But we just had something, last night, because I'm popping off. I'm popping off and talking my stuff, right? My son got a song, popping off and talking your things. But anyway, I'm talking crazy and reckless.
Come on.
Okay. Might not be smart to do.
Right.
But I had to come back.
Come on.
And make that right.
Yes.
Because he didn't deserve that. And when people don't warrant certain things, your spouse don't warrant that, you got to be mature enough in the relationship to be like, you know what? I'm on some BS. Let me go ahead and
get myself
together. And you better but you need to be that person to know, am I adding value to this situation, or I'm adding something else that's toxic? You don't want to be toxic. And that's so to me yesterday, what I did was toxic, but I made it right today. Yes. So everything's good.
So it's two things though. First one is when you talk about the thumb, all right. I learned this when I was a kid. My mom said, she said, you always point fingers at somebody. She said, put your hand out. She said, you got one finger going to me. You got three going back to yourself.
Right.
And one going to God. So the thing is, you need to look more into yourself and stop, worrying about, what it is that everybody else doing. All right. And then one thing I learned in our marriage is I used to let stuff build up, but I learned, I'm gonna tell you immediately, hey, so this all we talking right now? This what you telling me? So I used to be like, oh, I'm just let her talk. And then another situation happened. Let her talk. Then before you know it, all builds up. Now I'm finna go off.
All the way. Yeah.
So now I learned, hold on. Hey, so for instance, this is
how he gets me. This
was about 6 months ago. We in the car. She tell me to shut up. If I would have told her to shut up, she would have been in tears.
Right.
So I corrected. I'm like, so you gonna tell me to just shut up like that? Now, if I would have told you to shut up,
that's where the knife goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
so you just gonna say that to me? And I was like, Dang, here we go. Here we go. Now I gotta apologize.
But the not so version of me, like the person who wasn't as vulnerable as I used to be, man, I would have never said nothing.
But he looked so hurt. So he looked so hurt and distraught that I was like, oh my God, I just heard it.
But you know what? You're saying something though, because for men, we will just shut down. And that used to be me. Right? It's like, okay, I'm just going to shut down. And then my response to that wasn't addressing it. I would act out in other ways.
Yes.
Right? That led me, and it wasn't right, but it's like, you know what? I ain't trying to hear all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even want to talk about it, but we made a commitment that we're not doing that.
Yeah.
This was a while ago. I was in the bathroom and she was just going off about something. And I don't know what she said. I said, who are you talking to? No. Who are you talking to? Like, what are you talking about?
Come on.
And then it was just, this is what she says, like women like that alpha male stuff kick in.
Yeah.
And they were like,
it just brings you out of the way.
And this is what I did. Because he was like, who are you talking to? I was like, nobody. Because it's like I felt that rise up, and I felt like, because to me, I'm a alpha female.
Yes, we need that.
But here's the thing, and speaking on the alpha thing, it's wonderful. And an alpha female needs an alpha male.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you have to know your space. I'm all into cats. As y'all know, we have 2 Bengals. I love watching National Geographic. I love about lions. There's an order.
Yes.
My husband gets the last say so because he's the alpha male. I'm the alpha female. So if it's any other females come around, I run the pride.
Right.
Be clear about what I run.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear.
And so it's a battle. But I'm just saying, but we just
I knew they
saying what
connected.
it is.
Yeah, I know.
We're Earth signs, Virgo Taurus all day long. But I just think that we have to remember, even animals have an order. And then as human beings, when we come in as married couples, and we think that there's not an order, or if you're a man and you're allowing your wife to run things, well, you're out of order. And it's some things you need to learn, because a woman never has any business running a man. And if you're running your man, you're a weak woman and you got a weak man.
Come on.
Because it's strange.
Oh yeah.
Because it's strange. That's all.
It is very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So I want to talk a little bit about y'all brand though. So what made y'all start? Who started it? Who made y'all start it?
So this is this is 2019.
Okay.
I was a global sales director for a cybersecurity company.
Okay.
I had a team in London. I had a team in the Galleria area, business development reps and account executives. We sell in cybersecurity solutions, right? So I got a chance to go over to London and meet with my London team. And so one night I was just at dinner, just solo, with no other brothers in this pub. But I'm sitting there and I'm listening to, they're playing all of this R&B, old school R&B music. I'm like,
come on.
I'm like, DJ in here? So I asked my waiter. I said, hey, is there a DJ in there? Server. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Server. I said, y'all got a DJ? He says, no. I say, well, whose playlist is it? He says, it's mine. Dude was Eastern European. Just as white as he could be. Sorry. But I said, what? And so we started talking about how he just loved R&B. He loved soul. And I was just fascinated with that. And so at that moment, I said, we're global ambassadors, like our culture.
Come on.
Like we're global influencers.
We are. Yes.
Like we are a brand. And so my younger brother, Keto, who does like the promotions or whatever, O2 Lounge and all of that, I came back and I said, man, you're a brand. Right? I said, so I started talking about you being the brand. I said, and so it doesn't matter what you put on.
Yes.
We normally make whatever we put. Listen, Tim's weren't a brand
until
Adidas.
They need Kanye back. They coming back.
Yeah, right.
Crawling back.
Yeah.
So I said, I came back and I said, you know what? I'm going to do a clothing line. I'm the brand, and it's all about, just empowerment. Reminding us and individuals that you're a brand. Every time we travel, we wear some of this, and so
I love it.
And people are like, I am the brand. That's. And so it's a conversation starter.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
And so I'm actually going to relaunch it. This year.
I love
and so
it.
I designed this one with just the brand.
Yes.
Because I think there's some other people with the words, right?
Yes.
And so I'm in the process of kind of rebranding it. So launch it, man. Me and my brother, I really launched it, but it did well. Got a lot of good, hoodies, t-shirts, and then for the ladies, just the tank there.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So that's what it is, and it's really a empowerment. Just say you're the brand.
So one thing I'm gonna talk a little bit about legacy, because right now, y'all in the second half of your life.
Yes.
Right. So some things you did in the first half, we need to try to, what's the plan on leaving that legacy for the second half? All right. One of our goals, what we talk about all the time, is helping 100 people become a millionaire. All right, with their own products. Right. You really locked in on helping others with their own products. But it's not about us, about you guys. What's some legacy things that you guys, for the next 15 to 20 years, because the question I always ask people, like, if you die today, what do you want to leave behind for people to remember you by?
Can I start first? One of the things that my husband has always said, I wanted to be with somebody we could build. And the one thing that I know that I haven't ever given myself a lot of credit, and I think that that's what we need to do as people, not just women, men. Like, give yourself credit. I've done a lot of things, and I'm very smart at
like that's why I'm married.
I just need to read it. I just need to read it, and I can execute it.
I like
and
that.
So I have a partner now that we're building.
Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna say something that's probably, and it shouldn't go over the head of people, but it will, especially our culture. But having life insurance, that if something happened to either one of us today,
come on,
right, I still need you to move forward and you not have any
worry
problems.
Yes.
That's very important.
That's super important.
It's very important. But building, so we recently just made our business inactive legacy tax group. Okay. My husband wanted to do taxes. All right, baby, you want to do taxes? Let me go take the test, and that's what I did. And hey, we made it happen. And it was more important though, and the only reason we phased it out, it was more important about his leadership, because that's his lane, that's his purpose, and you got to be moving in your purpose.
That's good.
Because his purpose is going to cause that legacy. Okay, so that is what we're looking at, and I'm going to pass the baton to him. But that's what we're looking at for the next, 5 to till we die. I'm here. I'm in the backdrop. Whatever you need, I'm here, because that's what I'm here for, is to undergird him.
Yes.
Yeah, and for me, it's I'm really on a mission to build the next generation of leaders.
Yes.
Right. Because listen, everything rises and falls on leadership.
It do.
Right. It doesn't matter what you're an entrepreneur, corporate. It doesn't really matter. Government, politics. It's always about leadership, effective leadership. So I decided years ago that I wanted to write the book, first of all, and I finally did it. And now I've just finished my curriculum that's based on my book. So that's one legacy.
Come on.
Right? Leadership. The other one for us together is we're just big on relationship.
Come on.
Right? And so we won't grow up and be like y'all, have a podcast.
Come on.
Yeah,
come on. We love it.
Yeah,
we love it.
We need some podcast mentors around here.
Right. We found them. They're right here.
But it's balcony talk.
Yes.
It's helping people to create this safe space. And you notice she kept, I ain't gonna say it because people try to steal our stuff.
Oh yeah,
don't say it.
But definitely the podcast, and then we know that we have authorship.
Yes.
Between the two of us, our journey, and everything that we've experienced.
Yes.
We've got a book, and I'm not even say the title.
Don't say it because we got one too.
We got one too.
Coming out.
Our title.
So that's another legacy that relationship. And then on the leadership front, those are the two big ones right now.
And I think that's important though. And we try to really tell people like the one marriage, two hustlers is really for people to understand that we are in one marriage, but we are both hustlers.
Yeah,
we're running 3 brands. So that's the thing though. We're running Allow Yourself Grace, Why Now's Your Time, and then we're running One Marriage, Two Hustlers. And it's a lot of work. And people don't understand like what it takes to write a book. They don't understand like what it takes to be a leader. They don't understand. I mean, my book is 208 pages. So there's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
But I took a lot of time to do it, you know? Right. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, man, just be locked in. And we want to be the standard of Black marriage.
Right.
We want people to go back and say, man, you know what? Them Christians, man, they had podcasts, books, courses, and they helped a lot of people. Like, we trying to be the standard of that, though.
Yeah, I like what Lene said earlier. It's like, I think we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we've already done. We kind of focus on what we're doing and where we're going. But sometimes you have to stop and just be okay with where you are and be thankful for where you are and kind of be like, I'm really her.
Yeah.
Like,
But look,
her.
I tell her all the time. I said, well, you realize what you when she started her business.
Come on.
Which is $1 million transportation business.
Come on.
We when we did talk every now and again, she was working at AT&T in a truck splicing wires and stuff, but she was working on the business, the transportation.
Yes.
And I would just, I'd drop a little jewel here and there, encourage her, and no, I mean, keep going, man. Just keep going. But when I told her that, particularly for the tax business, and even what we're doing now,
come on,
I said, I need you.
Come on,
because you're resourceful. You're quick study.
Come on.
Listen, all the certifications we needed to get.
Hey.
She studied and got them and gave me the answers.
Let's go.
Well, like we're in high school. But I'm saying, no, you're smart.
I love it.
You're not just no.
Right.
I just told a young man the other day.
That's an average over here.
Yeah, I told another man the other day, I was like, bro, if you talking about you smarter than your chick, you better get rid of her.
Man.
You cannot be smarter than your chick to try to be successful.
Man.
I'm telling you this right now.
You better say
my wife, I'm telling you, if you knew her long line of degrees, and man, this woman is super smart. I'm not nowhere as smart as her. Right. I'm a grinder, I'm a hustler, but she the person like, hey, put this stuff all together. Let's make sure everything is the back office, everything right. So I need that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just structure.
Yeah, we need structure.
All right, so there's a game. Y'all don't like this game. It's pretty good though. So get ready.
We love it. It looks like something we have at our house.
Oh, so they might have the answers.
One gotta go. One gotta go.
Okay,
one gotta go. Here we go.
Okay.
Fubu, Fat Form, Sean John, or Rockaware.
All of them.
I'm about to say that.
Not all of them.
One gotta go. You gotta pick one.
I'm gonna say Fat Farm.
Fubu.
Okay, see? They both got their own different. All right, so Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, or Popeyes? One gotta go.
Five
Guys.
Okay, y'all on the same page. One gotta go. Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, yeah.
I say Pizza Hut.
I used to love me some Taco Bell in college.
I used to love Taco Bell.
Mexican pizza. Courtney, it was so good.
Ooh, that's a tough one right here. This is a tough one. Here we go. Thanksgiving, Christmas, your birthday, or Mother's Day?
Ooh.
My birthday. I would get rid of my birthday.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, if we had to, yeah. Because here's the thing. If I can expound on no. If it's one I just had to get rid of and not celebrate, is what I'm hearing.
There we go.
So I wouldn't celebrate my birthday because I can celebrate me all the time. But I want to celebrate my mother.
Okay.
Because you only get one of those. I want to make sure that I celebrate Thanksgiving because it's always incorporated with family.
Yes.
And even though, Christmas is not on Jesus's birthday, but I got to celebrate the one who the reason why I'm here is here.
Okay, I got you.
It would be that.
Yeah.
All right, so Hennessy, Crown Royal, Patron, or Ciroc?
Patron.
Okay, y'all, okay. Nah, that's not a good one. I don't want to pick that one. All right, here we go. Let's pick this one. Adidas, Nike, Reebok, or Jordan? The brand.
Jordan.
Well, I'm gonna say Reebok.
Reebok?
Because I've never worn Reebok.
Okay.
But I'm not no big Jordan fan.
Okay.
I've got one pair of Jordans in my life.
The only reason I said Jordan because my husband say he don't wear Jordans. So I was thinking he was
I'm the same way. I don't wear no Jordans.
I was thinking he was gonna pull this way. He didn't even do it, Courtney.
All right, so turning up with your friends, cuddling up with your boo, personal alone time, or family game night?
Cuddling up with my boo.
No,
one gotta go.
Listen, Courtney, that's what I like to do. That's all I heard. I was not actually listening.
What?
All right, here we go. Turning up with your friends, cuddle time with your boo, personal time alone, or family game night?
That's easy.
For you?
What you gonna say, baby?
Yeah.
With friends?
With friends, yeah. I can see. I don't have to do that.
Okay, all right. Nah, I can't ask y'all that question.
I was about to say it depends on what family.
That's true. Immediate family. Y'all are wrong.
Mac and cheese, cornbread, collard greens, or yams? One gotta go.
We gotta get to the yams.
Yams have to go.
No. I'm not saying that. I like yams.
Another song.
Okay, so say.
All right, so mac and cheese, cornbread, collard greens, or yams? One gotta go.
It's one of those carbs. Cornbread.
It has to be yams. They have to go.
Those are so
because
greens and cornbread have to go together.
But the yams and
the yams and the mac, and you mix them in there.
Yes,
with collards.
I never did it.
She never did it. So hey.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so fish fry, lobster, shrimp, or crab legs? One gotta go.
Okay.
Lobster.
Yeah, lobster. We're not a big lobster.
Okay.
Them crab legs, boy.
Lobster's a little overrated.
They are.
And they expensive for no reason.
That's just a bigger.
That's all I get.
Yeah.
So lemon pepper, wings, garlic parmesan wings, jerk wings, or classic barbecue wings. One gotta go.
Okay, say them again.
Lemon pepper wings, garlic parmesan wings, Caribbean jerk wings, and classic barbecue wings.
Barbecue gotta go.
What? You said barbecue?
Yeah, barbecue wings.
No, I'm with that. But if you barbecue gotta go.
Okay, barbecue gotta go. Yeah. Okay.
I thought you said a classic hot.
No.
Barbecue gotta go. We never.
All right, so y'all eat cereal?
Well, she don't let me eat them no more, but yeah.
Okay, well, let's go.
Too much sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
Frosty Flakes, Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops, or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. One gotta go.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Who's eating Lucky Charms?
I used to eat Lucky Charms when I was little. I like the little marshmallows that were little different colors.
Oh man, this might be a hard one. Might not be, but banana pudding, sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, or red velvet.
Red velvet gotta go.
Red velvet. Because all them first three, I'm in there.
I'm in there too.
Peach cobbler.
Because that red velvet might be more, so it depends on who make it.
It depends on who makes it.
This one might be tough. Your parents, your siblings, your partner, or your kids. I got it.
Siblings.
Yeah.
Siblings.
Oh,
maybe I.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so Wealth, family, health, or love?
That's hard.
What?
Wealth, family, health, or love.
Love.
Wealth, family, health, or love. Oh man, but I'll go ahead and
What you gonna say?
I was gonna say wealth because here's the thing: you need your family, you need your health, and you need love.
Yeah.
I think when you have all those, you can go back and grab wealth. But right now,
Listen,
right now,
listen, what family?
I was
are we
about to say,
talking
my
about?
family gotta
Family
go.
gotta go. Well, you fool with nobody like that all the time.
They gotta go.
That's true.
but I'm thinking about all of them.
No.
I'm like, am I gonna be alone?
No, you're gonna be with me.
I love.
That's crazy.
Okay, because I'm gonna need some finances.
Oh,
I
you got-
love it.
I ain't doing
I need
all
my
that.
health too, because I can't.
Yeah,
really do that.
Yes.
the wealth. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
R&B, gospel, hip hop, or reggae? Got one. Got to go.
Reggae.
Reggae.
Yeah.
We ain't know. We not no big. I don't know. This I might know this. The Return of the Mac.
Okay.
Yep.
This is how we do it. Before I let go, or Poison. One got to go.
Ooh,
Return of the Mac.
Oh
That's
yeah.
my jam though.
But I like it. But I
The second one was This is how we do it.
Is that Montel?
Montel Jordan.
And before I let you
You can't
go,
get rid of Frankie. Come on now. It's
No,
a classic.
Frankie, no.
Yeah, I can't let that go.
I'll go with you on that one.
all right, Love and Basketball, The Best Man, The Wood, or Baby Boy.
The Wood.
The what? What the wood? The wood stand up.
Well, because I don't know The Wood.
Oh, you never watched it?
Oh, you watched it.
Give me your
You
black
about to, yeah,
card.
you about to lose your black card, sis.
That is with the four brothers and the friends. Seen the wood.
Maybe I don't remember.
He gonna make you watch The Wood tonight.
Tonight.
That's classic because that's our era.
Yes.
I felt like I was in high school. Yeah, okay,
The
we're gonna
Wood
get it
was-
tonight.
It's one of those movies you watch over and over.
Okay.
Friday, Coming to America, House Party of Life.
House Party.
Ooh, House Party, classic.
Yeah, I'll say house party, but the other ones I just can't let those.
I can't let those go.
I can't let life go.
Yeah, life.
I
no,
cannot.
You can't.
Yes,
Cannot.
it's a classic.
This is a hard one for me. This one is Martin Lawrence, the Wayans brothers,
The Wayans brothers.
Jamie Foxx,
Yeah, I don't
or
know.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The Wayans brothers.
The Wayans brothers. Oh man, y'all hating on the Wayans brothers.
No, the brothers are solid. I mean,
You gotta know about this one. I know you know about this one. Girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
Living Single,
Mm-hmm.
Moesha,
Mm-hmm.
or the Parkers.
Moesha probably.
it's probably gonna be the Parkers.
The Parkers for me.
It's the Parkers.
I like the.
I like the Parkers. They're funny.
Hey,
But-
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yes, from Monique.
Oh my God.
That was like the whole show.
The whole
right
That's true.
there.
Yeah.
That's true. Family
Yeah.
Matters, The Crosby Show, My Wife and Kids in a Different World.
That's my wife and
My wife and kids.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I mean,
we
okay,
did.
I'll agree with that. But actually, that's what Damon Wayans and Keisha. But they were funny.
It
No,
was.
they were funny.
But out of the four,
Yeah.
All right. The
Bye-bye.
Juice, Paid in Full, New Jack City, or Boys in the Hood.
Paid in full.
man,
I don't know.
no.
You know why? Because I'm picking that because I don't remember it.
I said, look, it was. They say, buddy, you fix a nigga like me.
Yes.
I feel like a ball player, man. You know.
All right, so we got Denzel Washington movies, Will Smith movies, Samuel L. Jackson movies, or Morgan Freeman.
Ooh.
Morgan
I'll go with
Freeman.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me see. I think that should be.
Is that what is the school? Joe Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. What was it called?
What was?
Um,
I about to
What's
say
the name of
Stand
that
By Me,
movie?
but it wasn't. That's not what it was called.
No.
Pass this.
Lean on me.
Lean
on me.
Yeah.
Lean on me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when y'all both get two,
Yeah.
agree or disagree.
Okay. Agree or disagree?
All right.
Agree or disagree. Okay.
So you just hold up.
Yeah,
Cash
you
in.
agree or
Okay.
disagree. All right.
Pick a good one. Pick a good one.
I
pick
know,
a
I
good
know,
one,
I
pick
know,
a
I
good
know.
one.
All right. Who watch TV in bed more? do you agree that you watch TV in bed more, or he watch TV in bed more?
He does.
Me?
I go to sleep and you be.
Oh yeah. You
Okay.
You need to be knocked out. and then she get mad because listen.
You cannot watch a series without her. You better not been watching.
No, listen.
Thank you. That's
she
all.
fell asleep.
Yeah, but you gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it off. You gotta watch something else.
I gotta keep going.
She got mad at me because I was like, we started watching Snowfall, so I'm like, I gotta watch it with her. I gotta turn it off though.
Oh,
I hate to, but
he has to. It's gonna start an argument.
If you didn't start watching it with me,
no, I need you to wait on me.
Yes, wait till we're not sleepy.
Man, you are because
I will fall asleep.
You will fall asleep in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy too. You know,
and don't leave me on the couch either.
Oh, she hates that.
I'm like, you just went to bed. You just left me there.
Okay. So do you agree or disagree that both of you stars argument more?
Disagree.
Disagree?
Because I don't start arguments.
No, he doesn't.
So you the argument starter?
I be doing stuff sometimes. Be doing extra.
Like, what
oh man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So who agree or disagree that who wakes up early? More. Who wakes up earlier?
Well,
more.
Me.
Oh, you're the more early person. It's a lot on me here. I'm just trying to see some good ones. All right. How about that ain't a good one. All right. Agree or disagree? Who wants to be more successful?
Well, I mean, it's equal.
Yeah,
it's equal.
That's kind of equal.
Yeah, we own.
No, because we didn't met some couples though. We ain't gonna put their name out there. But one person have more ambition.
They're not on
the.
No,
but listen,
not the ones we bring on though.
Well, I ain't gonna say that, but no, we on the same page.
Okay.
Yes.
About our
yeah.
We
equally yoked.
Yes,
yeah.
Equally.
Can I say this about that really quick?
Come on.
20 seconds. As one is elevating, you have to make sure you're elevating as well. The other.
Come on.
Because if you don't, you're gonna get left behind, and it's gonna be the unbalanced scales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's it.
All right, so this is the part. That's a lot of them. I ain't gonna ask y'all them. Anyway, this is the part where you guys get to ask us questions, man. We like to open up the floor.
Okay.
Or you guys to ask us any questions.
Okay.
Oh, baby, she normally got questions.
I'm ready. I'm already ready.
Is she ready?
Relationally, what do you guys think that people should know? This is a deal breaker in a relationship.
I think a deal breaker for me is kind of not providing support. So you should support your spouse through whatever. So like just because it's bad at the moment or something's going bad, you shouldn't be like, oh, I want a divorce. You know, that word shouldn't be thrown out at all. I want a divorce. I want to leave this relationship. I don't like. So that to me is like a deal breaker. I don't like if something goes wrong now, it's like, oh, I'm out, or I don't want to do this. I don't like that. So I think bringing those types of words up, or like I'm leaving, we don't leave. We're staying here,
and we don't sleep in those separate beds.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
We don't do that. And we need to make it right before bed. So I think not being willing to do those things for me is kind of like a deal breaker, because you're not all in. I need you to be 100% in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
With me, a deal breaker is just not your spouse. Again, it's kind of piggyback off her, but your spouse not understanding like where you at. Not when I say not where you at, like that's why it's good to communicate. Like we always communicating, like how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like you said something on our last podcast that we had, just me and you, was like, be careful on how you treat your spouse, because it's really how you want to treat yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a deal breaker with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how you treat each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you treat each other. Because like I said, when we first, man, we used to, one day, this is a long time ago though, you slammed that door, running, crying, just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But we don't have those moments no more. It's because we really dialed in on like each other. Like,
right.
Like I'm really guarded by we don't hit below the belt. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't just you know.
Yeah,
So
next
that's
question.
real.
I'm ready for the next one now. Already.
No. So question, because I think we all talked about the open, honest, the transparency. But how do you balance when to communicate certain things, right? Because we've both been in previous relationships, and I know for me, one of the things that I struggled with before was, hey, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt you.
Yes.
Right. So when did you guys cross over? Did you come in with, I'm just gonna say what it is. It might hurt. It might sting.
Yeah.
Or when do you, because when you get in, with, like we talked about, when we were just talking, it was just, free. I was telling you a bunch of anything.
Yes.
Right. But you start guarding your other person's heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And so how do you balance the win?
I think it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And so even if sometimes you have to take a moment to take a step back to be like, okay, I'm not ready to talk about it right now, because if I talk about it right now, I'm going to curse. I'm going to say some things that's probably going to hurt your feelings. Let me think about it for a second. Give me 5 and I'm going to come back and we're going to have a conversation. But I think we have to be transparent too and say, okay, we're human. And, not all the time you're going to be like, oh, let me take 5 minutes. But I think that's something that's learned over time. So because we've done it before, I think it makes it easier when you're in your second marriage on the second time around to kind of reassess the situation, take time to reassess the situation, because you've already learned that the way I tried to do it the first time it didn't work out. It didn't go the way that it should have went. And so now I know I need to take 5 before I just say whatever it is.
And
that's on my mind.
And I'm really focused on the 3 C's though, because I number 1 is I'm committed. All right, I'm committed to a relationship. I'm committed to making sure that not only am I happy, but she's happy too. All right. The second thing is I'm consistent. So I want to be consistent. Whether the way I love you today, I don't want it to change 5 years from now. We're working on our 50-year marriage right now. So I don't want it to change. So I want to be consistent. And then the last thing is I just had it. What did I say? The first one?
You said committed and consistency.
Compromise is big. Because sometimes we're not on the same page on some things, and you have to learn how to compromise.
Right.
So like, to be honest, when it comes to like in the house, some things I know she do good. She's well at.
Right.
And some things, like some days, I think it was like last week, you went to a women's event. So I'm like, well, let me wash the clothes. Let me let me do the things that she usually do just to take the load off of her.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's a part of the compromising.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I said, well, that's her job, and wait for her to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just kind of like fill it in a spot for her.
Yeah.
You know what I think for us, and this is appreciate you sharing that, but we just kind of really share, and like I don't even have that expectation. Like listen, my pet peeve, I don't like the kitchen to be dirty.
Yeah.
When you go to bed.
Yeah.
I got enough whoopings
Right.
cleaning the kitchen.
Keeping that sink clean all
Yeah.
the time.
And so but when it comes to, like 1 week, I mean, she's working at home.
Yes.
I may have and she may get that bug and just go boom, knock it out. Or I may just listen. When I get tired of seeing something,
Yes.
I'm not gonna be like, well, you need to wash. I'm gonna get the load and put them in.
Yes.
I'll sit down and start folding. And then normally we end up doing it together.
Yes.
And we just knock it out.
Mhm.
So that's good.
Teamwork.
Teamwork make the dream work. You got any more questions?
They were asking questions.
I do. I have another question
Yeah,
for
come
you
on.
guys.
Come on.
So if you guys had 3 words, only 3, that Courtney, you could say, these 3 words are my husband. And then Lloyd, you're going to say these 3 words about Courtney. What would you guys say about each other? 3 words.
My 3 would be intentional, thoughtful, and I would say caring. Because I like the way you care for me.
Yeah.
She said 3 words, so that's it. I can't go into detail.
Mine will be structure. She's very structured. She was structured. She makes sure everything is structured. Loving and man, trustworthy. Because I used to work nights. You know what I'm saying? And I would go. It would be days. Nobody know this part. It would be days when we didn't see each other. You know what I'm saying? At that time, she was a school teacher. She was teaching 8th grade at that time. And we used to just talk on the phone. It would be days we didn't see each other because I'm working nights. And so I used to go to work and the guys would be like, man, trust your chick, man. I'm like, I trust her. We wasn't even married then, but I was like, I trust her. She had, man, we out here working, man. You don't know what them chicks doing. That's why you got to be real guarded by what you listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, and I trust her. I'm like, she's at home chilling. I'd
be sleeping away, child. Like sleeping.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say really trustworthy. It's important to have that trust and to know like
that's more than
if y'all no not that no just to know what we built though, like where we started.
Yeah.
The day it was 6 months, I met her. With that 6 months, I went to her house and said, "Man, it's time to go. Pack your stuff. You moving in with me."
Right.
So you know how that went, right? The alpha female and me, you know how that went.
Yes. So I pulled up to her house. She ended up moving in with me. 6 months, getting to know her. And then after that, we had got a rent house and then we bought a house. But then you start to see like our life start to elevate all this.
Yeah.
Man, this studio, it's just going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just God is just, he got his hand on it. You know it because you can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And I just told my friend the other day, I said, man, the difference between me and you is you keep going to dream. You keep going to sleep to dream. I can't go to sleep because I'm living my dream.
Yeah. It's a difference.
That's deep.
And that's good.
I can't. Yeah. I'm living my dream every day.
Yeah.
I'm with my dream woman. I got my dream studio. Well, this is not my dream studio. We got part 2 coming. But this is the studio that we started off with. But
yeah.
You cheated.
I did.
I did. With the words?
Yes. It went all into detail. You just said 3 words.
Yeah. But to be funny though, we started this podcast back in 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
And the name was Relationship Therapy.
Yeah, we was going through it.
And we can show y'all some old videos.
It was terrible, y'all.
It was terrible.
We started off rough.
We started off super rough.
For a while.
And now the level we on right now is just unbelievable. I mean, we have a podcast mentorship. We have a podcast ebook. Man, we just we have a digital course. We just elevating, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why there's a word called elevation. That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
No, it is, and I'm gonna say this too because we're just big on energy.
Yes.
And I'm not. I think it was I saw Martell, and then I went in. I used to going in. Like, oh, what's this about? What's that? And so I said, I like what they doing. But see, we just see the product now.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
We don't know where it was before.
Right.
And so even as I'm, I finally got my curriculum and it's tangible now.
Come on.
I've got my facilitators guide. I've got my participants guide. I've got my leadership journal.
Yes.
Come on.
And I've got it. I'm like, yo, this is like in my hand. This is in here.
Yes.
And here it is. Right.
Yes.
And so that's just motivational and inspiring. So my 3 words.
Come on. Tell me about it.
Baby. So the loving is 1.
Yes.
Right. She is resourceful.
Woo, that's good.
She's in the right field because she's an investigator, but she finds the right information.
Come on.
Right. She took care of our LLC and all. She's just once she gets on something, she's going to figure it out.
Come on.
Right. I love that. So loving, resourceful, and just faithfulness.
I like that.
Right. Because here's the one thing about her. We've been knowing each other for a long time. She's seen me at my highest, and she saw me when I was at my lowest.
Come on.
Didn't change.
I love it.
At all. And I knew that she wasn't with me or didn't want me because of what I had.
That's good. That's
She
good.
didn't want me because when I didn't have Jack, right? After falling from where I fell, it was necessary, but it didn't matter.
That's good.
That's powerful.
How about go ahead on your 3?
My 3 is extremely opulent intellectual. And that's just one word. But all of that had to be with
compound word.
Yeah. Smart. When I say my husband is the smartest man on earth, he know a little something about everything. You like, how you know that? Like how? But so like, if you listen to this man talk on the phone to his team, and to other echelon people,
yes,
he got words for you. But just sitting here talking to us, it's like, oh yeah, this normal. No, this dude is like, woo! I used to be intimidated, and he's he knows that. Okay, I'm sorry. The second one is loving, and then the third one is extremely caring. Okay, I'm sorry.
So if we can. And we can wrap this up in a minute, but if you guys can just tie in, like, what are y'all next moves that's gonna shake up the world that y'all making?
Want me to go first? It's something that we're doing, basically dealing with our story.
Okay.
So the story that we have, I personally believe that it was God ordained.
Gotcha.
And people may hear us and they're like, oh, y'all got together, y'all had an affair, now y'all together. People can say what they want to say.
Of course.
Right.
But here's the thing. God does not choose your spouse. We often like, well, God gave this person to me and blah 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 blah. This is why I say that's not true. If I chose James and James beat me, I would falsely accuse God. I had open will to be able to choose my partner.
True.
Yes.
Now, God will put people in front of each other, but you got to be able to use wisdom. When there are red flags, there are stop signs, red lights. You gotta be able to know what's what.
That's true.
And so I just really believe that God honestly allowed my eyes to be open at the right time to say, yeah, that's for you.
Yeah. And when you know, I tell people there's a feeling you get, and people tell you about the feeling. The people who have been together and still together and are actually happy, they tell you about it and you're like, what you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. But when you finally find your person, you get that feeling.
Yes.
You don't know.
And her grandparents been married 50 years.
Yeah.
51
years.
50 years. So they are like great examples. Like we're source for people we can go to.
Yeah.
To like give us advice. Cause I always be asking Papa, like, how you stand with this woman this long?
Yeah.
It's hard. But he loved her to death though. And that's what's more important though.
When you know, you know.
Yes.
You know.
It doesn't matter what the circumstances were.
Yes.
When you know, there's a peace. I tell all the time, like, I've never had this level of peace.
Come on.
Right. And just being good, coming home and feeling peace. That's why anytime we have a little something, it's like, no, I'm not feeling that. Because I'm very mindful of protecting my peace. We cannot accomplish what we've been given if there's a bunch of if we're not settled, chaos. We just can't.
Yes.
Right. And even and I'll say this because I said this to her this morning, even after we had our little thing last night, and I was tired, man. We had a board meeting earlier this week. I had a client in time, man. I was tired. So then I come home and we're dealing with that, and I just went to sleep. But then she's like, well, I'm just kind of tired. Can we reschedule? I said no. I said no. We're going. So get it together, sister.
Come on.
Because here's the deal. When we went to the networking event and we said if we met one person,
that's what we said.
A couple or whatever, that could help move us forward,
right,
and to connect with, and just to collaborate with.
Oh yeah,
it'd be worth it.
Yes, that's
And
what
so-
we said.
And so we talked.
yes.
And we said, hey, next week, and I'm all about do what
Yes.
you say you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Sweaty on hurt.
Yeah,
If
I'm
we
the
say
same
we're
way.
gonna link up next
Sweaty
week,
on hurt.
then we're gonna link up next week. So this was
Mm.
divine order.
Yeah.
So no, we're not gonna miss an
Mm.
opportunity to sit down and talk to this great couple about what they're doing
Yeah.
and then how we can work together. And so no, let's pull it together. I said, and we're not gonna let anything personal get in the way of business.
Yes. Yes.
Right. We'll deal with that personal stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, Alpha.
But it's
Come
business.
on. Come on.
So,
Come on,
so,
Courtney.
so go on there, do your hair.
Get all
Come
that
on.
together.
Come on. Listen, I said I'm going over to the
We need out in the way.
because I'm getting some more, some of my brand stuff made up. I'm
Yes.
going to take care of that
Yes.
and get yourself together.
Come on.
And
Love it.
6 o'clock, we heading out.
And where am I today?
Yeah.
Where am I today?
Sitting here.
But here's the thing, too.
We need that.
Even in your little spats, you need to clearly get that together.
Yes, you do.
Quickly.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you got a long time to live together. And you don't have time. Unresolved issues, you don't have time for it.
You don't.
You got to resolve it quickly and move on from it because most of it is petty and not that important.
I was just gonna say it's real little petty things. It's like really, was it really worth all that energy?
What is it? The small foxes spoil the vine.
Something like
Could
that.
that's what it is. It's the little bitty things
Yes.
that spoil the vine. Like an
Mhm.
apple. One apple will ruin the whole bag.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very
together.
true. Very true.
And like I said, we appreciate you guys coming on, man, because I see us, because we're lining up like couple trips and stuff. We got single people asking us to. I'm like, but we need to have the couples trips.
Yeah, I
You
want
know
to
what I'm
focus more on the couple stuff.
Yes,
That's
but
where we at.
them single
yeah.
people be asking though.
They are asking. They asked me this weekend because when we had our wedding, it was a destination wedding, and so they want to like all get back together. Like, oh, we love the vibe. So I'm like, yeah, we may do something, but I really
Because we had Jamaica in 2018. We had Jamaica lit.
yeah.
It was 52.
It
They
was
said the
fun.
bigged wedding they ever seen. It was 52 people.
Oh wow.
They said it's the
That's
biggest
great.
wedding they ever seen.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I haven't been to
Oh my
Jamaica.
God!
I have
Oh my
not
God.
been to
Mention it.
Jamaica.
Oh my God.
He wants to go.
They're my
He wants to
people.
go once a year.
I
y'all.
want to be a Jamaican.
Yes. Oh,
We're moving to Jamaica for at least a year.
No, come back to
no, he's not. No, he's not.
No,
No,
we love our.
you love Jamaica. Yeah, he would go once a year if I let him.
I do.
Yeah,
Because it's just the vibes, man. And
it's good vibes. They're very.
It's
nice
my
Y'all
people,
definitely
man.
have to go.
Every time we're going to say welcome home. Oh yeah, I'm home.
Welcome home.
Yes.
Yeah. I love
Anything
it.
else you guys want to
No,
ask?
man, we just appreciate you guys having us on and
Yes, we
just sharing
enjoyed
the
it.
space
Yes.
with us and allowing me and my baby to just have a platform
Yes.
to share just a snippet of
Yes.
our story. I mean, it's much
Yeah.
bigger than that. But
Mm.
listen, salute to you guys for all
Thank
that
you
you've
so
accomplished.
much.
This is just not even close to where you guys are headed. I
Man.
can see it
10,000 square foot building coming.
coming, right?
Coming.
I'm in
Period.
agreement with you.
Period.
Five podcast rooms,
Yeah,
There you go.
podcast network
big
coming.
vision,
Coming.
Yes.
big
Yes.
vision.
We knocking on the door. So,
Yes.
man, like I said, man, listen, guys, thank you guys for watching. As we always tell you guys, keep watching us like you watch TV. And I promise you, you're going to watch your relationship grow and for sure your finances.
We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, 'cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Don't forget to follow us on all platforms.